Now is time for inspiration and thought exchange brought to us by today's speaker. We invite everyone to address our assembly with words of inspiration, lessons learned, or passionate ideas. Every opinion expressed here is directly that of the person who gives it. Let us consciously and lovingly agree to disagree if this does not resonate with us. The topic for today is the balance between opposites. It's my pleasure to present Kelley Anderson as our speaker for today. Kelley is a proud mom of 3 daughters and 1 grandson. She and her husband, Wally, of 35 years, reside in Chesterland with their 3 dogs. Yay! Tell them I said hi, please. Okay. She's currently getting ready to retire. Yay! From her job at Hillcrest Hospital, where she has been employed as a lab technician for the last 24 years. She'll be starting her own business as a certified clutter coach later this year. She has been a congregant of the Church of the Angels since 2019 and is currently serving on the event planning committee. Okay. All right. Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. Here's Kelley. Sorry. I'm a little rusty. Sorry about that.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. I wanted my bio to be long, but not a whole lot there. Welcome, Zoom. I have some family on Zoom, and I want to say thanks for joining in, and thank you. We have a full house here today, so I am a little nervous. It's my first time speaking, so take a deep breath. I've been called to serve on this topic for a while. It's kind of morphed in a different direction than what I thought it would based on our recent experience with the eclipse. So I thought I would just tie it all in a gentle way, if I may. But I just wanted to start with today's topic titled Balance Between Opposites, Embracing Your Journey to Become Whole. I have tied a few things together in this talk, so I would first like to address today's date of 4/14. Today is my first time speaking, so I wanted to acknowledge that this was one of the dates offered, and I accepted knowing fully the connection with one of my most prominent angel numbers. No coincidence here. The biblical meaning of number 414 is linked to creation, change, balance, and honing in on your beliefs. It is a number of deep faith, and one of the major themes of this number is your higher beings want to remind you of the importance of embracing your spiritual side. Tapping into your own sense of faith can be a unique and individual experience and will look different for everyone. So whatever your spiritual picture looks like, your angels want you to consistently be making space for it. According to tinyrituals.com, which is an amazing website I use to look up all my personal angel numbers, the main concept of this number is that you want to connect with your soul mission. You want to nurture self-love, and you want to bring self-belief back into your heart. I'm finding it very special how one of my personal angel numbers is tying into my topic today. I see it as divine support. I am very blessed to be able to recognize and acknowledge all of my signs. Thank you, angels. I'm also finding it very special how this topic is tying into our recent solar eclipse. This amazing, rare phenomena was the perfect example of wholeness, of what it looks and feels like when 2 opposites meet. Neither the sun or the moon fought the experience. They allowed and embraced the magical moment. They became one. As we witnessed this full circle experience, we too felt complete and balanced. It truly was a perfectly epic experience. We also became one as a collective for an amazing 4 minutes of time. There's that number 4 again. I'd like to use the yin and yang philosophy to connect my topic on how we too can become whole in the midst of our own opposing yet complementary forces. So the question is, why is finding balance between your own personal life opposites important? I will define some definitions of balance I found from a few different online dictionary sources. They are as follows. Balance is a condition in which different elements are equal or in the correct proportions. Having the right amount, not too much, not too little, of any quality, which leads to harmony or evenness. The state of having your weight spread equally so that you do not fall. Something that remains or is left over. To offset or compare the value of one thing with another. A means of judging or deciding. A counterbalancing of weight, force, or influence. A mental and emotional steadiness. And lastly, to be the better half of someone else and vice versa. On to opposites. A person or thing that is totally different from or the reverse of someone or something else. Being the other of two complementary or mutually exclusive things. And being at the other end, side, or across from something. I personally have realized that my entire life, I too have been searching to find my own balance amongst my opposites. When I say opposites, I am referring to my own light and my own darkness, my yin and my yang, my truth and my false beliefs, my warmth and my coldness, my energy and my fatigue, myself and others. This current life and my past lives, what I see and what others do not see. What I feel is right and others say is wrong. My child self and my adult self. I'm sure you can all relate to your own internal and external struggles. Most of my time here has been unbalanced. Too much of one thing and not enough of the other. This has affected my health, my personality, my faith, and the people around me. I have learned that living a balanced life means determining what is most important to me as well as the collective. It wasn't until I started studying feng shui that I've come to understand how the ancient Chinese concept of yin and yang energies can be a very important tool you can use to help find and or restore your own balance. These universal energies are ever present in our daily lives. They have taught me to embrace my story and not fight it. To know it's just not about the outcome, but the journey itself. I used to feel guilty that I could never get up early, ever. My mom could vouch for that. That I always run late, and my husband could vouch for that. Or that I'm looked down on or frowned upon because my beliefs, or I'm not listened to because I talk too much. My whole family can vouch for that. I would feel bad when others tell me that my energy is too high, or that I'm too sensitive and dramatic, or that I care too much or not enough. Well, guess what? Sometimes I'm more yin, and sometimes I'm more yang. We all are. The black night yin is considered dark, feminine, low, passive, earth, soft, still water, gardens, sleep, winter, interior, the moon, valleys, odd numbers, cold, curved, night, nature, concealed, supportive, emptiness, negative, receptive, creative, methodical, retreating, and imaginative. The white day yang is considered light, masculine, high, active, heaven, hard, wakefulness, summer, mountains, the sun, daytime, hills, even numbers, exterior, heat, straight, advancing, dominant, high, enthusiastic and energetic, quick thinking, precise, and positive. Wow. Yes, I am or have been all of these things. My experience and amount of time on either side really has been balanced. I have to say that I do embrace yin more. This is where I am most comfortable. When I'm yang, the goal is for me to find ways to feel better while there. These two forces are opposing but complementary. We need to experience both. They work together harmoniously to bring the ultimate balance. There is a small amount of yin energy in the yang and vice versa. One cannot exist without the other. Just like the solar eclipse, we can find moments of perfect balance and alignment. We can become whole because each of these halves is incomplete without the other. And when we do achieve this perfect balance, we will no longer be surviving, we will be thriving. We always will be in a constant state of flux. This is the dance of life, ever changing, pushing and pulling us to our best self. This is an infinite struggle for harmony that we cannot escape. A few things you can do to restore balance when you have an excess of yin or yang is to take daily actions, both big and small. You can make time to relax. You can take a salt bath. You can use aromatherapy. You can take a yoga class, meditate, stay hydrated. You can exercise daily, devote 8 hours to sleeping. You can visit an acupuncture specialist. You can sit by a waterfall. You can look at the stars. You can avoid hot showers. You can stay away from caffeine, burn incense. Set your intention to restore yourself. Light a candle and always ask for divine assistance. We cannot worry about our opposing side when we are doing the work to find our balance. We must stay true to what and who we are becoming and what our personal goals are. There will always be situations that can dim our light. It is how we show others by example to overcome the shadow, to find the silver lining in every season of our lives. The journey is about achieving harmony. The goal will always be to find tranquility. I interviewed some coworkers to give some examples of what being on the other side looks like for them. These are their statements that I have compiled to share and inspire. While I'm reading their statements, I encourage you all here to check in with yourself and see where you are at today. What side are you currently on? I will open the floor for sharing so others here today might find some valuable insight and they can apply in their own lives. So, how do you share your light, your time in yang? By being supportive to others, by reaching out and calling friends and loved ones, by acknowledging strangers in passing with a smile and a hello, by being helpful and leading by example, by participating in mission trips, by helping the less fortunate, by doing something nice for a complete stranger, by simply being kind, by smiling and making others laugh, by talking less and listening more, by showing empathy and compassion, by spending quality time with loved ones, by using creativity and crafty skills to help others with their needs, like fixing clothes and making costumes, by sharing knowledge with anyone who will listen, by turning fruits bounties into jams and lovingly sharing with others, and by paying it forward. So how do you make peace with your darkness, your time in yin? By remembering that it will pass, by understanding life and circumstances has its ups and downs, remembering to breathe, by trying to have patience and grace, by learning and growing from the darker experiences, trying to let the light within overshadow the darkness, by continuing to spread kindness and joy even when the darkness creeps up, by immersing in nature and being surrounded by water to renew my spirit, through meditation to feel it non-judgmentally, to let the tears build up and run over, to not suppress, to realize that what other people think doesn't matter. I always knew I was to embrace the core of my being and who I always knew I was. So I would like to open the floor. That was what my coworkers had to say. I would love to hear any of you if you would consider sharing, because as you can see, we are not alone in our journey in finding balance. And balance is disharmony and discomfort. And proper balance is well-being and tranquility. And I just would love to interact with the energy. If any of you, please, would love to share either how you make peace with your darkness or your time in yin, or how you share your light, your time in yang. Fran.
Okay, so my time in yin is usually caused by my reaction to what someone else has done or said. And, there's a couple things I have to do when I get there, and that is realize that I'm reacting to what they said, that what they said doesn't really matter. And I tell myself always what other people think of me, it's not my business. And I truly use that as a mantra because it helps me. It's what I think of myself. So, and I like myself.
Yay, Fran. We love you too. Fran is the president here, so we love her. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Anybody else?
I'm just going to model it. The word in the Bible that gets translated as meek is actually the word gentle. And it's the word gentle like a horse. And so when you said, I'm going to share this in a gentle way, you're letting us know who you are at a deep level. And I feel that in the center of myself, just very peacefully. And then another mistranslation is there's this statement that we're going to rise up and meet Jesus in the air, when the actual words are about meeting in the midst, meeting in the middles. And so with all the talk of ascension, it's not about getting up and out of the way from the earth. It's actually coming and being here right now. I can tell you that you're living your purpose, and it's an honor to be in the midst of what you're bringing. Because this, as far as I'm concerned, this is the way to peace on earth. Keep doing it. Don't let this love stop with you. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Wow, thank you. I was very nervous, but I really felt called to grow and stretch and come out of my own comfort zone. So here I am. So yes, so thank you. And would anyone else please like to share? Thank you, Chris. Ma, Bonnie.
I was told once that someone very dear to me, I took the light away from that person. So I tried to change so as not to have the light to intimidate this person. Until I realized, and it took years, that I walk in the light, and that person was intimidated by my light. And here, to be accepted by that person, I tried to turn my light off until I realized the Lord gave me lights, and I learned how to use it to my advantage. And that is by always making other people happy. And I notice, like, if I'm in a store, whoever I'm walking by, I love to let them know, hey, hello, hi, a smile, anything, to let them know. And especially if they're Black, I don't want them to ever think I was ever judgmental for them. I love them and I smile at them to let them know, hey, I'm one person that in the light, I can like make you happy for a moment to say that we are all God's angels and we are here to do good things.
Yes, but Mom, sometimes you talk too much to these strangers and would never leave the stores when I was little.
Did you take that?
And sometimes should be so friendly that random strangers would follow us, and that was a bit scary. There's a fine line by being friendly and over friendly. Balance.
Many years ago, I was very, very sick. And she insisted on washing my hair. I said to the nurse, please give her the hell out of here. I'm so sick and she wants to wash my hair while I'm laying there half dead.
Yeah,
But Kelley knows well.
I do. Hence why this is my topic. Ernie, you wanted to share?
Oh, a couple of things. I'm familiar with Hillcrest Hospital as a patient, as a volunteer. My ex-wife works there in the healing services department, doing healing work at the clinic. And there's a balance between light and dark. But I believe that we're a spirit of light in a body. And that balance is the challenge of life.
Every day.
Yeah. And I could go on forever.
Correct.
My mom would talk to everybody in the grocery store, and I talk to everybody in the grocery store. I've got Larry's telephone number from the meat department. And he wants to know what his numerology is.
Ernie, you're a light worker. Don't ever change. Thank you. Anybody else?
I'd like to thank you, Kelley.
Oh, sure. I met Barb at work. She's one of the home care nurses that come in to drop off specimens. And just by chance, I saw her tree of life earrings. And that was what allowed me to know.
There's no coincidence that we connected. And this was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
want a copy of everything
Oh,
that you read.
thank you.
So much resonated with me.
Thank you.
And we share a lot of similarities.
Yes, we do.
And one of the things that I have to do to take care of myself is I get overstimulated so easily.
Oh, you'll come in after being with the patient in home care, and she comes in just like a mess. Like I got all this energy from this patient.
Yeah.
So what do you
taking
do?
Walks, like a lot of things that you had mentioned, meditating, and I just need to do that more often.
Make space for that.
Yes. So thank you.
You are very welcome. I'm so glad you came. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else before we close it? Please.
Just a little quick thing.
Yes.
I realized probably in the last 9 months or so, that what we're in, the space, time, energy that we're in right now, demands in the most loving way possible that we take care of ourselves and balance. It's an almost moment by moment thing. And what I'm finding is that just be gently conscious of all of it, that yin and yang, so much a dance of ourselves and ourselves. And it's just asking to become more whole, become more whole.
Yes, just
Thank you for the reminder.
Yes.
And the
thank you so much. And feeling that moment during the eclipse, that's a feeling that I want to get to again. That those 4 minutes were so magical. It was right in our backyard too. So I mean, we're all very blessed. Okay, and lastly, my daughter, and then we'll close it out. Rachel, she had her hand raised.
Figuratively speaking, just going outside, getting fresh air, is always the best. Even if I just need to go out for a minute. In my mind, it's something with work or just piggybacking off going on walks, but just especially with today, just get outside and enjoy the sun and fresh air. That was just helpful. So,
Yep, the sun and the moon. We need both. Yep, yep.
I'll dig out of that too, to go out and ground yourself in the earth.
That's right, Mother Nature.
Time, yeah, helpful. And it's helpful for your body, it's very healing just to get out there, take your shoes off. Stand in the Mother Earth and the ground. Just let it come through. It's a wonderful thing for your body.
I know, I agree, but I mean, it's hard to do sometimes, though, to always be barefoot, I have to say. I know Betha is always barefoot. It's hard, but you know, if we can try it, maybe it will really help, you know, so something to think about. And anybody else before I close it out? Okay, all right. So a quote from Caroline Myss: "The soul always knows what to do to heal itself. The challenge is to silence the mind." And lastly, Isaac Newton's most famous quote reads, "What goes up must come down." So, in closing, I would like to share a poem I wrote titled "Both Sides." This is when someone becomes very vulnerable, is when they share some of their inside work. And it's taken me a long time. I have a notebook from, I don't know, childhood of all my poems, some much darker than others. But I did enjoy having a topic to write about. So it is titled "Both Sides of the Same Narrative." It is in the unbalanced part of life that we learn the lessons in our strife. It is about overcoming obstacles and cutting fear with a knife. Once we know how each side feels, we can then decide where to focus our skills. Our masculine and our feminine, each side is always fighting to win. For to get to the morning, we must get through the night, always striving to be the brightest of lights. We can unleash our inner power. We can allow blessings to shower. We can feel the rain and heal our own pain. We can enjoy either side, truly knowing it's just a ride to take us to the sun, even when sometimes it's covered. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, 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 absolutely.
I just think that the talk was beautiful.
Thank you.
And it showed your extreme talent in writing. And I love the poem at the end.
Thank you.
And I think that, you know, not just a clutter, whatever, clutter coach.
Certified clutter coach.
Right? Okay. You could probably also really help a lot of people through a blog or something along that line. Share your poetry and your writings that way.
Thank you. And that's the goal, to find that balance instead of hiding them and slowly letting them come out. So thank you. That is the goal. Yep. Thank you, everybody, for listening. It was my pleasure.
Okay. Thank you, Kelley. When it comes down to